Welcome to Grace for All, a daily devotional podcast produced by the congregation of First United Methodist Church in Maryville, Tennessee. Thank you for joining us today.
Today's devotion is entitled The Tower of Babel. Two scriptures are referenced for this devotion. The first is Genesis chapter 11, verses 1 to 7. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other." And from Romans, the first chapter, we hear verses 20 through 22. Ever since the creation of the world, God's eternal power and divine nature, invisible though they are, have been seen and understood through the things God has made. So they are without excuse, for though they knew God, they did not honor Him as God or give thanks to Him, but they became futile in their thinking, and their senseless hearts were darkened. Claiming to be wise, they became fools. Seeking God through our own strength and intellect seems to have been the human way since God created the universe and creatures in it. In the biblical story of the Tower of Babel, God cast us down speaking all the different tongues of the world in order to confuse us. For millennia, humans have been divided by language, culture, and geography. Meanwhile, we have been busy creating tools to improve our existence. In the current age, humans have created technologies that have connected us, shared information, and made vast differences a matter of hours of travel. I once heard a prophet of technology state, with a straight face, that in the age of computers and internet access for every student, Susie could study algebra at 2 a.m. if she chooses. As a former educator, I can assure you that if Susie is online at 2 a.m., the chances that she is studying algebra are really quite small. In an age of technology, we have created an illusion and myth that every person has a voice and information is accessible to all. We seem to think that this will fix what ails the human condition. Translation of unknown language can now be rendered in an instant. Therefore, we can communicate freely. Yet, we live in a world of misunderstanding. War, crime, hatred, and poverty have not disappeared despite our technology. When God looked upon the effort of the people of Babel and said, "They have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them," the condemnation was about hubris and choices, not the tower and the tools. It appears that humans have learned nothing. Thousands of years have passed, and we continue to think that our intelligence and our collective knowledge will save us from the human condition. Humans are capable of amazing things, especially when we work together to meet a goal. We can accomplish